Welcome to I Spy, the investigation of the life of Shakespeare. Guillermus Filius Johannes Shakespeare, or William Shakespeare, was born on April 23, 1564, in Stratford upon Avon. William Shakespeare was an English playwright, poet, and actor. He is widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's preeminent dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon. In 1616, Shakespeare died, though his death still remains a mystery. It has been speculated that he died of syphilis or was even murdered. So Shakespeare attended King Edward IV School in Stratford. It is a grammar school and academy in Stratford upon Avon, Warwickshire, England, traditionally for boys only. The curriculum is consisted of an intense emphasis on the Latin classics, including memorization, writing, and acting classic Latin plays. He was also able to enter the school for free because of his father, John, who holds a position in the town. Let us now dive into the evidences of William Shakespeare's family. So, William Shakespeare is the son of John Shakespeare and Mary Arden. William's father, John Shakespeare, was an affluent glove maker, tanner, and wood dealer who owned property in Stratford. For a number of years, he also played a prominent role in the municipal life of the town. He also served as the town council, and he was also elected bailiff or mayor. While Mary Arden, Shakespeare's mother on the other hand, did not have a job that we know of, because we all know that in the past the society is mostly dominated by men, or they are living in a patriarchal society. So this was the usual situation since most women at the time were housewives or worked within the family home. And at 18, he married Anne Hathaway, an English poet, playwright, and actor. They were married in 1582. Then, Hathaway was 26 years old and Shakespeare was 18. She is older than her husband by 7 years. And together, they raised three children: Susanna, Hamnet, and Judith. Susanna was born in 1583. Judith and Hamnet was born in 1585. But sadly, his son, Hamnet, died when he was just 11 and a half years old. Let us now discuss the fruitful years of William Shakespeare's literary career. So, William Shakespeare was a prolific writer during the Elizabethan and Jacobean ages of British theatre, or sometimes called the English Renaissance or the early modern period. So, Shakespeare's plays are perhaps his most enduring legacy, but they are not all that he wrote. He also wrote poems, which still remains popular to this day. In the year 1585, William moves to London and started his theatrical career. In the year 1589 to 1591, William's plays became a success. This includes All's Well That Ends Well, Antony and Cleopatra, As You Like It, The Comedy of Errors, Coriolanus, and Cymbeline. In the year 1593 to 1594, William writes poetry while London theatres are closed due to the bubonic plague. This includes his first printed works were two long poems, Venus and Adonis in 1593 and The Rape of Lucrece in 1594. These two of Shakespeare's poems are both dedicated to Henry Wriothesley, Earl of Southampton, who became his patron. In the year 1594, William became a founding member of Lord Chamberlain's Men. As we continue, in the year 1599, Williams Acting Company builds the famous Global Theatre in London. In the year 1600 to 1606, William writes his most famous tragedies. Well, you might be asking, why did William Shakespeare started writing tragedies? Well, it is because he saw a great potential in the genre. Well, he recognized that if it was properly handled, then tragedies could attract audiences by providing a cathartic release of their emotions. And some of his most famous works in this genre are Macbeth, Othello, Julius Caesar, Hamlet, and the most famous Romeo and Juliet. As we go on, in the year 1603, Williams Acting Company changes their name to The Kingsmen. In the year 1609 to 1611, William writes his final plays as a solo playwright. Well, a lot of people believed that Shakespeare's plays portray recognizable people in situations that we can all relate to. This includes love, marriage, death, mourning, guilt, the need to make difficult choices, separation, reunion, and reconciliation. Well, they do so with great humanity, tolerance, and wisdom, and they help us to understand what it is to be human and to cope with the problems of being so. Let us now take a look at William Shakespeare's famous works in statistics. As for his plays with the most lines, this includes Antony and Cleopatra with 1361, Othello with 1309, Troilus and Cressida with 1301, and Hamlet with 1250. For his plays with the shortest lines, this includes Midsummer Night's Dream with 605, Titus Andronicus with 662, Richard II with 636, and King John with 621. As for the genres that he loved writing, we have histories which peaked at 32.9%. This includes Henry the Fourth Part 1, Henry the Fourth Part 2, Henry the Fourth Part 3, Henry the Fifth, Richard the Second, and Richard the Third, and so on. He also loved writing comedies which peaked at 32%. Well, this includes As You Like It, Pericles, Prince of Tyre, The Merry Wives of Windsor, Measure for Measure, Hamlet, and The Taming of Shrew. As what we discussed earlier, he also loved writing tragedies. And because William Shakespeare is a poet, he also loved writing poems and sonnets. Some of his poems includes A Lover's Complaint, Aubade, Bridal Song, All the World's a Stage, and Blow Blow Thou Winter Wind. He also wrote 154 sonnets. And although Shakespeare's works includes 38 plays, 2 narrative poems, 154 sonnets, and a variety of other poems, no original manuscript of Shakespeare's plays are known to exist today. It is actually thanks to a group of actors from Shakespeare's company that we have about half of the plays at all. They collected them for publication after Shakespeare died, preserving the plays. These writings were brought together in what is known as the First Folio. It contained 36 of his plays, but none of his poetry. And that ends our investigation of the life of Shakespeare. Thank you for tuning in to I Spy. Good morning.